Viper at Six Flags Great America has the distinction of being the only roller coaster Six Flags ever built themselves. This wood coaster is a mirrored clone of the Coney Island Cyclone, and for many years it was deemed an underrated attraction. But is it actually better than the nearly 100-plus-year-old coaster it's based on? Find out in this review of Viper. The original Coney Island Cyclone opened in 1927. Located in New York City, this may be the world's most famous wooden roller coaster, and I still think it's an elite ride. It offers some great airtime and strong laterals despite its compact footprint. I go into more detail in a separate review, but its quality and size make it no surprise that other parks would try cloning this layout. The layout was cloned or mirrored 7 times. 5 of the 7 clones would either be built or owned by Six Flags at some point. But of those clones, only 2 remain. Most of them got quite rough during their lifetime. Arguably the best of these clones was Viper at Six Flags Great America. Designed by Dennis Starkey, this wood coaster would be the only one Six Flags ever built directly themselves. And ironically, it was completed earlier than expected and opened in April of 1995. Viper was originally part of Hometown Square, but it was incorporated into the brand new Southwest Territory in 1996. The ride has a nice looking western station with some paraphernalia on the walls, but there isn't any other theming along the course or in the queue line. Now, speaking of that queue line, Viper's line is physically pretty long, and it starts a ways from the station. That's because the queue line had to be modified not once, but twice. It was modified to accommodate the new for $19.99 Raging Bull B&M Hypercoaster, and then it was modified yet again in 2005 when the Hurricane Harbor Water Park was opened. Originally, this water park was included with a daily ticket to Great America, hence why it needed an entrance from the theme park. But now Hurricane Harbor operates as a separate gate with its own entrance from the parking lot. Viper is one of the shortest waits of the park's coasters on most days, but its line can still reach roughly 20 to 30 minutes most days per queue times. The ride consistently runs 2 trains, each seating up to 30 riders per train. Each PTC train is comprised of 5 cars, each with 3 rows, and it has the familiar seatbelt and individual ratcheting lap bar combination. I was a bit fearful how rough a Six Flags built wood coaster running 3-bench PTC trains could get, but thankfully Viper is pretty darn smooth outside of the pullout from the first drop. I have a slight preference for the front row, but the back is pretty good too. Viper begins with a slow turn out of the station, and then you ascend the 100-foot or 30-meter tall lift hill. If you look to your right, you get a really nice view of the water park. Once at the top, the lift slows way down and it crawls over the apex. It feels like a pseudo dive coaster in a way. You eventually head down the 80-foot or 24-meter tall drop, and it's apparent this ride won't have the power of the original. This drop sadly offers no airtime. Then to add insult to injury, the pullout is pretty shaky. The first turnaround delivers some solid laterals up front, but you slow down too much to get any in the back. The rest of the element is pretty slow and it offers no airtime, but the drop does have the first of several sweet head choppers on the ride. The subsequent camelback delivers a nice pop of airtime up front, but those in the back are still left waiting for their first airtime moment. The second turnaround is minimally banked and offers good laterals for all. The drop off this element is a double down. The first part is too shallow to induce any airtime, but the second part gives nice floater airtime if you're in that back car. Plus, you have some awesome head choppers with the ride support structure. This is followed by another camelback. Those up front get weak floater airtime, while those in the back get a shorter but stronger burst of airtime on the descent. The third turnaround rides similarly to the second from a force perspective, offering great laterals, except this one is tucked in the ride structure and it is littered with head choppers. You then cruise over another camelback. While it offers no airtime, it does offer some laterals because it gradually turns towards the right throughout the element. You then zoom over a bunny hill running alongside the exit ramp. It's pretty gradual though, so you only get some faint floater airtime up front. The fourth turnaround rides exactly like the third one, delivering a delightful combination of sustained laterals and near misses. You then have a bunny hill. This one gives an okay pop of airtime up front, and a weaker pop towards the back, but the best part of this element yet again are all the head choppers. Viper then finishes with one final turnaround, delivering even more laterals before hitting the final brakes. This ends the 3,458 foot or 1,054 meter long coaster. So what would I rate Viper? I would give this wood coaster a 7 out of 10. Compared to the original Cyclone, Viper is in a much different class. The ride offers some airtime, but that's not the focus. Where Viper excels is in the lateral and head chopper department. The visuals of zooming through the structure are cool, and all the turns pin you to the side of the train, and it's still pretty smooth after 2.5 decades of operation, which makes it an all-around enjoyable experience. So those are my thoughts on Viper at Six Flags Great America. How do you think this ride compares to the original Coney Island Cyclone? Or any of the other Cyclone clones out there? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you consider subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.